And whether it actually goes to trial or not will be up to, obviously, the attorneys and whether they want to plea bargain it or not. Criminal is a different one, because you need such a larger burden of proof there. And there's already been so many statements made about that this wasn't a wrongful shooting. So a lot of people have vested interest in that not reaching a criminal trial. We'll just have to kind of wait and see. But the first step will be the civil trial.
Yeah, that still has to all get played out. It looks like it is going to continue on. Now, because that immunity has been denied, we don't know about Williams' situation. That still has to be played out if he is going to actually get taken off this from the civil trial. Now, the question that a lot of folks do have, and you kind of pointed out there, the criminal side of this. He was Weldon Boyd and Bradley Williams, never officially charged, but there is an impaneled grand jury still looking at the investigation, not necessarily looking at those two individuals, but we don't know everything about what they're doing up there in the upstate. But now that this is played out, that the judge has ruled denying that immunity, do you think that still opens up criminal charges?
It's still open. So even if you make a statement that we don't see, the evidence isn't pointing towards a criminal charge, that can change in the future, right? So you can always, there's obviously with a death, there's no statute of limitations. So you can always bring up those charges. So just someone saying that we're not bringing up charges doesn't impair you or impede you from making those charges later on.
And now you have a setting where all this evidence from that initial investigation is really laid out for any new solicitor or grand jury to look at and weigh in deeper.
Absolutely, and I think with today's ruling and the statements made today and the framing of the evidence that we've seen and the phone calls that are recorded, there's a lot of damning evidence, certainly against Boyd in terms of staging a defense. Yeah. And so that's where the credibility goes out the window. And if, as the judge said today, a huge part of a trial case is credibility. And so if you're found to be, your statement is found to be non-credible, then your defense really takes a hit.
Yeah, we'll see it wrap up, and it's still far from over from today. But Greg Goldstein, thank you so much for talking with us. We appreciate your insights, CCU professor and chair of the Criminal Justice Department over at Coastal Carolina. Thank you so much. We'll send it right back to Connor at the desk.